Time to check in with our lizard overlords. What are they up to? Well, this.
Is this the worst hour now?
Are we done our first hour?
Yeah, we're into our worst hour now.
Keep your expectations of this episode low. Starting the worst hour now, I feel like we've crossed into maybe not great content hour.
Welcome to our worst hour.
One of the things I realized about I suck at vacationing.
I'm a professional.
I fucking I enjoy very much spending a consistent and large amount of time with Kelly because we see each other so infrequently a lot of weeks that getting to spend a consistent amount of time with her for an entire week where it's just me and her because I vastly enjoy her company and being with her. That part of vacationing is great. The rest of it, I just suck at it, and I'm terrible at it. I don't drink alcohol. I can't sit still. These people, when you're on vacation and you see these people and they're under a palm tree, under an umbrella, dead asleep at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday with a half a beer sitting there. I look at those people and I'm like, I can never do that. My brain just physically wouldn't allow me to do it. So I end up sitting at the pool, staring at the pool, and then literally hoping someone calls me and needs me for something so I can solve some kind of problem. Which generally, honestly, happens constantly, no matter where I am. So it really works out great normally. I'm just terrible at vacationing. Kelly and I had a deep discussion about it because next time we go away on vacation, we're going to go somewhere where we have a plan to do things every day.
Sounds an awful lot like work to me.
If you don't go to a resort, then it feels more like that, where you have to.
That's what I said. I'd like to go to Vegas and then drive to the Grand Canyon and then just have a plan of things. It doesn't have to be Vegas, but that's just an example of a plan of things we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because going to the resort is sort of just.
Yeah, that's why I don't like resorts.
It's sort of like mind numbing.
Perfect. Exactly what I need. My brain thinks too much all the time about how much sand people need to bring to the fucking job and what to do when the topsoil's.
So if you're away, your brain doesn't think about those things?
No, because the season's done. But for the most part, I'm not gone during the year.
Yeah, my season never ends, so.
Yeah. Nice.
My brain thinks like that no matter where I am and no matter what I'm doing.
Well, I can shut it off, so.
I'm jealous of that.
It's good.
I think it's an amazing trait.
It's, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty lucky that way, I guess. My mental health is strong.
Mine is weak. Always has been. My brain goes way too high and way too low. Sometimes in the same 10 minutes.
Chad, did you ever play sports growing up?
Not competitive, really.
No.
I skateboarded. No, I not team sports. I'm athletic enough, but more solo stuff, I guess.
Tennis.
No, I remember whenever I first met my now wife, my girlfriend at the time, she would talk about, oh, my brother's so good at sports and all this and that. So we were at a family gathering for hers, and I had to play him in badminton. Just fucking mop the floor with the guy. You know? You gotta put him in his place from the start, you know. But and he I was 20. How old was I? Would have been 30 or something, and he would have been 20, right? So the old guy. just mop the floor with the kid. So
I also like the whole time I was away on vacation, I was in massive and intense pain all the time. Like earth stopping pain. Like I do not generally take painkillers. It's just not part of my life because whatever pain I'm going through is pain I caused myself. So I need to suffer through it to learn not to do that to myself again. Unfortunately, some things are permanent, so it's hard to not do it again, but whatever. Um, the amount of pain that I was in when I just stopped moving and stopped doing things, I was by the end of the week, I was like, I'm worried that I might not be able to get back to work because I can barely walk. I am so fucked right now. And then the first after this week, I just was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm getting up in the morning and actively just I'm like, I'm fine again. Well, I'm not fine. Obviously still in massive amounts of pain and limping around, but I'm capable of continuing to sort of do the but I think part of it is when we were on like I average 5,000 steps a day. Somewhere around there.
I don't know how many steps a person is supposed to have a day.
I don't well I'm just saying what I average. I have no idea what the supposed to average, but I average between 5 and 6,000 steps a day. When we were on vacation at the stupidly large resort, I was averaging like 12 to 15,000 steps a day.
Where'd you go in Punta Cana?
Catalona Golf Club and Casino.
Hmm.
But I was averaging like 10 to 12,000 steps a day. And I'm like, maybe this is why I'm also like, I've converted my life into doing mostly things that don't hurt my body anymore. Sometimes I have to do things that do hurt, but so I was like, but when you're away, you're sort of, you're doing things that maybe you like walking 12,000 steps is not something I would do in a normal day because I would just drive my truck if I had to go across the yard. I wouldn't walk. So, but if you need to get from the one part of the 400-acre resort where the coffee shop is to the beach, you're fucking walking your fat ass. I'm no longer in control of what's going on. So the whole time we were at the resort, the food was plentiful, but in my opinion, not great, and also not labeled. And we were at the buffet, and we were thinking to ourselves that, oh, if we had ended up on the adult side, which we thought we would have been on, the food would be so much better there. But then on the last day, his name is escaping me in this moment, and I don't know why. I'll see if I can.
Was the food labeled on the other side?
So I don't know for sure, but on the last day, Excavate from Instagram, he was there, and his name is escaping me in this moment. And he wandered into the buffet. I was like, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good, man. How are you?" We're shooting the shit. He's like, "Fuck, you're so lucky to stay on the side with the good food." I was like, "How fucking bad is the food over there?" like, holy shit, you're coming to this side. You're walking the 2 acre like to get to this side. I was like, "Fuck," like. So, but that I think that because I was walking so far because you just had to walk everywhere. There wasn't these options. There was no Dodge Ram there.
You even get noticed overseas.
Someone knew me overseas. Yeah, it's a hard life I live here. I did notice that the Tulaholics stole my mammoth gig.
I did see
So
the mammoth on the story.
yeah, congrats to Kiefer. Fucking undermined my mammoth gig, motherfucker. I'm just joking. I don't care. Yeah, he had the new one, the new mammoth, the M20 or something. Yeah, it's a different one. It's But are you done your season, Mike?
No, I am working on currently the display outside the supplier I used to work at.
I've done that.
It's,
Did you design it, or do
I
you?
did not, unfortunately, but uh no, it's come together. You gotta got one more day there, and now they want to do the front walkway and a couple of steps. So that's a couple more, and then I've got a few small projects to finish up the year.
Holy shit! We still have a lot left to go. Like weeks worth.
No, I just tell everybody from like October onwards that we might get to your project this year. If not, it'll be spring. So whenever I need to stop working, I'll stop basically.
Like that.
But the display has been nice because it's like the perfect place to kind of finish off the season. Don't have to worry about excavating and everything. So
Um, Let me set the scenario for you guys on this one. I have a wall to do, and we've talked about this briefly before, I think. Wall for the city for a private homeowner,
We have
and
talked about this before.
I've talked about this one anyway. And have we talked about how she messaged me at 5 o'clock in the morning?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, anytime someone messages me at 5 o'clock in the morning, they're off the island. That's a disrespectful time to message somebody.
Yeah.
Contractor to contractor, okay, I get it. Maybe you're
What
up.
time did they message you?
5 o'clock.
Hmm. Is that because they were still high? They were going to bed.
Walk to
And they
find,
thought we better get this message into Chad before we fall asleep for the day.
I don't know.
Are you getting those messages at 5 a.m. now from contractors now that you have bins?
No,
Okay.
no. Um, when was it? I'm trying to find the message that I don't know. I'm not even gonna go through my fucking phone. Um, so if you message at 5 o'clock in the morning off the island, if you message on Saturday or Sunday off the fucking island, like these are disrespectful times to message someone, especially whenever you're not paying for the job. The city is paying for the job. Um, these messages come through. She's messaged the retailer to see if her materials are in, which aren't really her materials considering I paid for them. And the city is paying me for the job. They're not her materials in the slightest. I could fucking move them off site tomorrow, because I own them. Um, where are they going with this? Uh, she messaged the retailer. The retailer says, "Should I tell her that her stuff's in?" I said, "No, it's not her stuff. It's my stuff." That went on for a week or whatever. She pestered them enough that the retailer told her, "Yes, the stuff's in." And then for some reason, she got the list of what was ordered. There's only 2 steps here. There's supposed to be 3. Then she messages me, "We need another step." I haven't answered the fucking lady in months. Not gonna start now. Oh my God, I forgot about your 1 step. I'm so sorry. Let me hand deliver it. Fuck off.
Did you forget, or is there only supposed to be 2?
The original drawing had 2. The newest drawing had 3. So whatever, 1 black step. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Text me again today. The material's here, but there's no cap. Do you have the cap? You fucking little cunt. Do you think I'm gonna answer you? I haven't answered the 20 messages before this. Do you think you're gonna get a response now?
I love this saga. It's one of my
This
favorite
is great.
It's one of my favorite things that's happened to you
I'm
this year.
fucking real.
Is
Like,
this being done this year or next year?
yeah, yeah, next week.
Oh,
I think the guys are gonna. They have a city inspector chaperoning the entire job. I said, I will not talk to this lady. I don't want to say word one to this lady. I might get kicked off the job. My workers might have to do this job without me there, without any
It's just,
guidance or anything.
you better get an app.
Yeah, we better get the app just for this job. But I'm so sick of it. I have no patience for
How
it.
much is this job worth?
Uh, it's, if I can recall, maybe 40.
This wall is 40 grand.
Yeah, I think so, somewhere in there.
How long is it? How much materials are in this wall?
Mm, 10, maybe,
This is a
maybe.
pretty good wall. You could throw a step in.
Yeah, not
Why?
afraid to.
Why are you being such a bitch about it?
Just because I don't want to deal with this shit.
I would not deal with that shit at all.
Like,
Well, at least you're not worried. At least she's not worried yet that the cuts are 4 mil instead of 6. But
yeah, yeah, I don't give a shit.
someone's gonna have to run defense of this woman, or this work's never gonna get done.
The city.
She's gonna be watching every piece of block go down.
That's fine. The inspector can stand out there and talk to her the whole time. I don't care. I don't care.
How long do you think this job's gonna take?
2 weeks max. I could hammer the whole thing in a week if I were on site. We're using this fucking wall block that nobody, Sema wall?
No.
It's a
Yeah.
Techa
Oh,
block wall.
okay. I know what it is. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a big version of Mini Creta.
Hmm.
Why the
But it's
fuck would
hollow
you?
though too, right?
Yeah. Why would
Yeah.
you want that? Because it's more expensive than Mini Creta, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Who picked it?
Stupid client.
The woman?
Yeah.
The city let her pick the wall?
Yeah. I don't know why. They have standards for all their walls that go in, and they're not that.
Maybe because there's how many text messages do you think the city inspector gets
The
from this
city is
woman?
getting upset that the wall hasn't started because they're getting messages from her. And the GC is getting messages. Everybody is getting fucking harassed by this woman
So why haven't you started the wall?
because I'm too busy finishing up all the other stuff that every single GC pushed to the end of the season. Every single street in town that was worked on, except for one, needs to be topsoil and sodded by us. Every single wall reinstatement in the city of Cornwall has to be done by us. Every brick reinstatement is done by us. And they push us back to mid to third week of October before we could start any of that because they just dragged their ass through the whole season. So is it, well, Natural Design's not a big enough company to do all this, or is it you really crunch me for time? Because you can't expect all of this work to probably, I'd say $400,000 of work to do in a 2 month period.
I so I struggled with this too because in the spring, in June, like every single job we had, everybody wanted it done at the same time. And I
Or,
didn't want to, on a personal level, I didn't want to use up the work because if we had spread that work out, we would have had a bountiful amount of work for the season for the guys.
mm-hmm.
But instead, we did like an insane amount of work in the month of June. And then are currently doing planting jobs that I don't even know what we're doing or how much we really charge for it. I just cared about the guys getting another week in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I came to the conclusion when I felt like I was getting so much pressure in. I didn't come to the conclusion. I remembered a fact. There was one day I was like, man, do people think Paver King's that big a company? We have all this shit going on. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to get all this work done? And then I remembered this fact, and it drove me forward. No one gives a fuck about me.
Agreed. Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about how big my company is. No one gives a fuck. All they fucking care about is this shit needs to be done. They don't give a fuck that they didn't give me enough time. They don't give a fuck that they're months late. They don't give a fuck that I have to mobilize 15 times.
I
They don't
remind
give a
I daily remind them whenever things are taking longer because I said, where were you a month ago whenever I told you I needed to get in there? Every phone call starts with that. Oh, we need you to do this. Where were you 2 months ago? Didn't I tell you that was coming up? Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, don't fucking forget it. Don't try and pin this on me.
And I think that that's good. But at the end of the day, they still don't care.
Well, that's what they get.
I
And I
know.
don't care if they don't care because I
Well,
don't
that's
care
good for you.
back.
Everybody doesn't care, and that's why this woman has to send 8 million text messages about her wall because she knows everyone doesn't care.
You're right. I especially don't care. And the fact that she cares so deeply about it has made me push it to the back of the list. Here we are at the back of the list.
What color is this wall?
Gray.
Shell gray. I
Pale
figured
gray.
so.
What's it called? I'm trying to remember what it looks like.
Just like every
Rock faced
other
wall
old
that's
rough face wall from
bigger
20.
than Mini Krita.
It looks like Atlas block. It looks like it'll delaminate by blowing on it. Like all the old Atlas block.
Oh, I remember this wall.
Yeah.
Oh no, it comes in multiple colors: chestnut brown, sandalwood,
Sandalwood.
texture,
I'm
champagne
surprised
gray.
Sandalwood is not
I'm
discontinued.
surprised anybody does anything in sandalwood. That's got to be the most god-awful color I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Anytime someone asks for sample of that, I say you don't want that.
So I just changed it on the app here on the Block website, and yeah, it's sort of a salmon color.
That's what I tell people. I say it's salmon, throws a lot of orange. They're like, ew. I'm like, yeah, I know. You don't want that. Get yourself a nice
So what
brown.
color did she pick? Shell gray
Yeah.
with what color cap?
Black raffinado cap.
Black raffinado cap. No expenses were spared
Yeah.
on this. What kind of wall did you tear down?
A concrete wall?
What kind of leverage does she have on the city?
Nothing. My city will bend to anything.
Wow.
Like, if you cry about anything, they say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What can we do? What the fuck, guys? This is my tax money. Tell you right now, if I was in charge, this wouldn't be a $50,000 wall.
Your property taxes are single-handedly paying for this
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah. Well, I've said it a million times. This is the only way I can get my money back. My tax money back is by doing work like this.
That's true. So
Chad, yeah, go ahead, PK.
no, go ahead. You go ahead, Mike.
Chad, you had one more hot take for us last week.
Oh. You want to get nasty? I don't even necessarily think this, but I could make
Here's
this
my hot take that I don't
I
necessarily
could
think.
make this a viewpoint. I would
Sure.
think this about myself if I didn't know better. Ready for it?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna get burned alive here. Contractors with a dump trailer in their third, fourth, fifth year plus in business aren't serious about their landscape company and they're not willing to take it to the next level. That's it. I think if you have a dump trailer after 4 or 5 years or whatever, and you haven't made the investment to a dump truck, regard like a little 1 ton, whatever, because they're so much more efficient, you're not really taking your landscape company seriously.
Mhm.
You're not willing to invest in yourself.
I have 2 dump trailers.
I know you do.
I have a dump trailer.
I know you do.
I've used
That's
it
why I
3 times
said
this year.
this. I could form this opinion in my head and it makes sense to me. Do I
Yeah.
care really if you have a dump truck? I don't give a shit. It's your business, run it how you want, right? It affects my life Zero. None. Doesn't affect me at all.
So I'll tell you why I like the dump trailers. And I'm just
Because you
like
can put a pallet of sand in it and a roller
uh
packer and send the guys off. Like you
I
pack
like
their
no, I
fucking
like
lunch
it.
for them in grade 2.
No, I like it because I don't like big clunky 1-ton dump trucks all over the place. And we take 1,500 pickup trucks that are cheaper to buy, cheaper on fuel, and we get bulk deliveries, and we don't float equipment with our trucks. We have big dump trucks and big floats and bin trucks, and
Here's the
we
thing.
don't we don't I don't have any use for a 1-ton dump truck. It would literally just sit in my yard every day all day.
I also get bins delivered. I get everything delivered to my site. I'm the one primarily installing it. It wouldn't make sense for me until I get to like 3 crews to the point where
I think if you had one, you'd find out you'd use it a lot more than you do.
a bin truck?
No, no. A regular
Okay.
little, it doesn't have to be a bin truck. I'm
No.
talking about little,
So
like a one-ton dump.
at Ridge Lake, we had all 1-ton dump trucks, and I fucking hated it, and that's why I would never go back to them.
I
They
will
were
ne
just
The last thing I need in my life is my workers towing around a little dump trailer all day.
we never tow them around all day. We use them periodically to
Mm.
pick up. They need a yard. They need this. We have many ways to deliver bulk items and float equipment. Like I don't. The dump trailers are in the yard, and we use them like I preloaded that sand for them and said, okay, on the day you're doing sand, just hook up to the trailer and take it.
Do you see how that's uncharacteristic of a typical dump trailer owner, though?
I'm not
Because a
saying
lot of the
that
little landscape companies I see in town with their little dump trailers, they are tugging those things all across town, back and forth, all day, every day.
That's where I don't understand why you would do that. So working at my supplier, I see the
just
people coming
You
in
see, yeah,
constantly,
exactly. You see
but
it.
like get it delivered.
Yes.
yeah,
Or
but I would
I
say to
understand.
you,
Get it delivered.
most of the people who are doing that with dump trailers are doing it because that's their break for being the owner. They get in their dump trailer and they go to like we pick up material and dump like I don't know, like we were doing that job. I would say that 85% of the time everything in ours gets delivered in massive bulk. And but when we were last week when I was away, they needed 3 yards of sand. So Bill hooked the dump trailer up, picked up 3 yards of sand, and that was what we needed for that day to do the job. Like I guess conceivably he could have done that in a like the setup between the dump trailer and the truck he was towing it with. I maybe got that's actually the newer dump trailer, so it's probably worth more. I got maybe 25,000 tied up in that setup. It did exactly what I needed it to do. I don't need $100,000 1-ton dump truck. If I buy things for $100,000, they need to be billable out by the hour. Triaxles, bin trucks. I don't buy things for $100,000 that I can't bill out to other people. But that's just me running my business. It doesn't mean it's right for everybody else. It just
Yeah, I said I don't give a shit
I
what you
think that I
look
think the
how
break
many dump trailers you could have 100 if you want.
If
I think
you're
the
running your dump trailer constantly, then yes, you should have a 1-ton dump truck.
And
I
that's
well
what I
don't
three
see
like I get
all the
everything
time, all over
delivered, so
town.
it doesn't make sense for me
but
to.
but how much does a 1-ton dump truck pull? Like what do you put in your like if you were going to pick up sand, how much could you put in the back of a 1-ton dump truck?
3.5 tons.
Okay,
Like
so
an
we can put
F-550 will take 3.5 tons.
so our you're okay with running back and forth to the supplier all day with 3.5 tons in a 1-ton dump truck, but you're not okay with running back and forth to the supplier all day for 3.5 tons in a dump trailer.
I'm not okay with either one. Why
Okay.
wouldn't you get it delivered? Like it doesn't make, as a business owner, it never makes sense to
So
run your little dump truck
you
back and forth.
so your problem isn't with dump trailers, your problem is with people who don't get things delivered because if someone has a 1-ton dump truck and is treating it the same way they treat their dump trailer, you think they're just as not serious about their business because your issue isn't The dump trailer, your issue is people going back and forth from suppliers all day with 3 tons.
Yes, you could say it that way. Definitely, you
Yes.
could say it that way. I also don't like
Because
dump trailers.
my problem
I'm gonna
is,
put it. I'm gonna
and
scapegoat the dump trailer.
this is a
I
hot
don't like that.
this is maybe a hot take, another hot take, since Chad took his shot at my dump trailers. Like, I'm wondering, in Chad's
No,
opinion,
if you the
no,
real
no.
shot was at the people not willing to make the investment in themselves and in their business.
Well, I felt like it was a little personal. So I'm wondering, like, if I am not taking my business seriously, and my business does between $1 and $1.5 million a year more than your business, I'm wondering when I will take it seriously.
Well, you can't start going on vacation in the middle of the season. Tell you that.
Like, when am I going to take this shit seriously? I'm so fucked right now.
Like I said,
My
I don't
whole world
care
is
how
shattered.
many dump trucks. It really does it affect my life in the least?
No,
No, I don't care.
I
Yeah, I
would
mean,
say to
run the
you,
business that's best for you.
I use the
Absolutely.
dump trailers vastly different than the average person that owns dump trailers. I agree with you.
I just see so many of these little guys tugging these dump trailers across town all the time.
What
Like,
one of the
it's
things, so
ineffective.
I don't like the 1 ton trucks because when we had them at Ridge Lake, they were just collectors of shit and garbage, and they're not good at hauling tools around. And you got to empty everything out of it all the time and put everything back in it. And I really like our setup now of the little tool trailers. Plus, I'm slowly converting all the trucks to having caps on them, so they'll be fully stocked with tools as well. And then you have your truck, you have your tool, like that gray tool trailer. Like, we towed it to the cemetery job 3 weeks ago, and it's still sitting there in the fenced-in enclosure. The guys have their tools every day. They get in a 1,500 pickup that I paid $12,000 for, and they drive it back and forth every day, racking up the K on that. And that's why the we use the 3.5 ton dump trailer as the water trailer. That's what it does most of the year.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
I
don't
like
use
that.
them. I agree with you. I don't use, I use them in a vastly different way than the average.
I just feel like, and looking back now, whenever we got our first little dump truck, things changed, man. Like there's times in the business when things change, when you get your first machine, your first little dump truck, your first tilt rotator, shit like that. Like things are just leaps and bounds. But tugging that fucking dump trailer around was one of the worst things we had to do in business. And they don't dump well. They don't even dump well. They like
Not if you use them like that, they don't. No.
they the box is all the way up in the air and they're still
And we're back. Good work, Mike. Mike deleted a bunch of stuff off his computer so we could finish up this version of the podcast discussing Chad's consistent hatred of dump trailers.
hate them. I think they're a liability to tug that thing around all day.
I
More
think
so.
anytime you have employees on the road is a liability, no?
Yes. Yeah, that's for sure. And as you get more employees, sometimes I'll see them driving around town. But like, I'll be going somewhere and I'll see one of my trucks go by. I think, what the fuck are they doing? They should be on the site right now. And it's always, oh, I forgot something or this and that. I'm just like, quit the joyriding. Get to work. I know it's a little colder out. Get to work.
I think your point about the joyriding is definitely a big thing. People,
It's
like, it's a good way to reference it. That's why a lot of business owners love dump trailers, because they start a business, they start getting some jobs, they hire 2 or 3 staff, they don't have to be there, they're not physically doing every single item, and they're like, oh, let's just dig this into the dump trailer instead of getting a bin, because then I'll drive back and forth and you guys will just be on site and it'll be a nice day for me hanging out at the supplier. And even though it's not as efficient, they don't care because they're getting to do that.
Which is fine. Do whatever. You're the business owner. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I'm hiring
You're,
guys not to joyride, and I'm seeing joyriding. Sometimes with more than one guy in the truck.
oh, often, yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They don't have
Oh,
an SOP.
we needed to pick up some edging. Takes two guys to pick up some edging? This is
That's one of the things I like about having the tool trailers on every site. It's the tool trailers are stocked with tools. I don't have a lot of this like we forgot a saw, we don't have mixed gas, we don't have like does everything run out here and there? Absolutely. But it cuts down on a lot of that kind of stuff. And then hopefully by next year all the trucks will have caps and all of them will have a standard package that goes in every truck so that even when they switch trucks periodically for different reasons, um, they all have the same tools in them all the time.
I think I'm gonna build them bins, like tool bins,
That's a fucking great idea.
and drop one on each of their sites.
One of a guy that we do a lot of work for, he has a single axle Peterbilt bin truck, and one of the first things he did was have a tool bin built.
Tool bin in the front, room to park a machine behind, like drive up ramp in the back.
Would you get one of those tool chests or the tool racks or
Sure. Yeah,
yeah,
whatever. Put them right in there.
that you can just fork off with the machine?
Yeah. So it'll take a 16-foot bin, right? So, 8 feet for tool space, and then an 8-foot flat deck on the back of that, where you can just drive the machine on.
Like the MT.
Yeah, I think that'd do it. So, I mean, we already spent 60-some thousand dollars on bins this year. What's another 15 grand each for a nice tool crib?
Would probably save you
If
enough
it,
money in a year to pay for a lot of it.
yeah, if it stops the joyriding.
Yeah. I think that with the tool trailers and stuff, I try to take the decisions. We have a few tools that are kept in like the roller packer, the big generator, the IQ saws, the jumping jack. Those are things that they don't use on every job.
Yeah, those stay at the yard. They come out whenever.
So then I put it in their daily thing like, hey, take the roller packer. Hey, take the whatever they're taking that day.
Yeah.
I put it in there because it's not something they generally bring with them. So,
Yeah.
but are you guys good?
Yep.
I'm good.
Now that we've beaten up every landscaper with a dump trailer?
Like I say, disclaimer again, I don't care what you do. It's your business, run it how you want. For me, when we got out of dump trailers, we went somewhere.
And one day when you get back into them, you'll get where I am.
Maybe, yeah. Great. Maybe we'll come full circle. I'll get a nice big dump trailer again, and I think it'll be the greatest thing.
To be fair to Chad, if you deleted my trucking division, you're probably ahead of me. So, and the trucking has nothing to do with dump trailers, right?
Hey, like I say, your business.
If you just went to a pure landscaping company, you're doing more landscaping than me, which I'm thankful of.
Oh, fuck. Well, you could buy NDL for $8 million and
Perfect.
do more landscaping than you've ever wanted to do.
Awesome. I'd love to do more landscaping than I've ever wanted to do. I'm supposed to be out of work by the middle of next week, so you want me to send my crew up there for a week to do your reinstatements and deal with your crazy homeowner?
If they come with a smile on their face, they're welcome.
They can come with a smile and a tool trailer.
Sure. Just don't bring the
Well-
fucking dump trailer with you. Leave that at home.
I'm going to build that wall purely with a dump trailer.
Yeah. I guess you could.
All right, that's the end of the podcast.
Ooh, thank you for watching. Ooh. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.